here we are. Welcome back to the Hivemond Podcast, episode 3. I am one of your hosts.
Let's go.
I am one of your hosts, Herod Phyrexia, aka Kyle Kelly. And we got.
I am your other host, MTG Cranium, your one stop shop for slivers and the hive mind. Welcome to episode 3 after some difficult technical difficulties. Yeesh.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. This is our fourth time or third time trying to record this, so bear with us. This is a
Like
little
that.
late. I think we're about a week late on this one, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine, right? Once again, I appreciate everybody for showing out, showing the love, and always supporting. We're trying to do things and give some back for you guys. I know last night when we did Bad Magic, I did announce that I am going to Vegas, and the podcast is going to have some goodies for anybody that recognizes me, finds me, just comes up and says hi, whatever. And we'll have some.
It's going to be hard to recognize him. He'll have Phyrexian oil dripping off of him.
Oh,
Just look for the smell.
Jesus, here we go already with the jokes. God damn, you're like, fuck. So,
Yeah, we're just playing off of what we was doing last night, baby. Let's go.
let's go. And also on that, I want to thank Inkvale. She showed out. Her crew showed out. We actually did have a good connection, and we became good friends. So that's very awesome, and I'm very happy about that. And I'm looking forward to doing future projects with her. So I can't wait.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone that was in the chat last night. Saying everyone. I think we had the most likes on a live that we've ever had.
Yeah, I think
It's like 40,000 likes,
yeah,
and it was freaking
it
awesome.
was well over 40,000 likes. So that was wild.
Come in peace.
Thank you guys,
All right.
Inkvale, everybody. Dave showed up, and it was wild. You'll probably see some clips on TikTok or somewhere of the gameplay because it's an insanely fun time and just around shenanigans. It was great.
Yes. Also, like I said, we had that announcement. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, just well, I'm not going to be coming to Vegas this year because I got a pretty big thing going on that I'm going to be moving to somewhere in the Midwest, and that's pretty much my announcement.
Yes. All right then. Well, since we're done jabbering, we're not sponsored by anybody yet, but hopefully that will change in the future. Also, I guess we'll dive into it. What do you got for us today, Cranium?
We're going to start off by talking about the Rule Zero conversation and how we need to do that correctly.
Okay. I mean, did you want me to start? Because I can give you a little
Hey, go ahead,
insight.
brother. Go ahead, brother. Start on that one real quick.
All right. So when I was playing casual EDH, I hated Rule Zero with a passion. And that's one of the reasons why that I did start playing CDH. Because I honestly don't like telling people what my deck does and how it wins. You know what I mean? I just don't like doing it.
No, absolutely, I do.
All right, so and I'll
Sorry, got a little distracted. The wife was calling me on that one, and I was doing two different conversations. But yeah, no, the Rule Zero conversation, it needs to happen, in casual play and all that stuff. Yeah, you don't want to show up to a casual pod with a quote unquote power level 10, but you're just going to sit there and be like, oh, it's a 7. Nah, that's not how it works. If you're coming to play casual, play casual. If you're coming to play competitive, let the people know because it gives you an unfair advantage. You're just going to look like that guy. And when you do something like that, in fact, I had one time I was playing with Casual Commander, another person on TikTok, and we were having the Rule Zero conversation. It was pre-cons, barely upgraded, maybe seven or eight in, 7 or 8 out. And I was playing Tyranids, and I had mentioned in before, I was like, yeah, if you have the Rule Zero conversation, you bring out like a $10,000 CDH deck when everyone's playing pre-cons, you're kind of a D-bag, you're kind of an asshole. And the guy goes, and he was like, oh, what's wrong with playing a $10,000 CDH deck? And I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have the rule zero conversation and you're going to do that after having that rule zero, then yeah, you're an asshole. And he must have took that the wrong way because we all started playing and all of a sudden he dropped like, a Mana Crypt, a Mox Diamond, a Gaia's Cradle. I mean, he started popping off.
He gave you the whole
Yeah.
suite of rocks, did he? That's so funny.
Yeah, pretty much. And the thing was, the funniest part, unbeknownst to him, is we were in the chat on Discord, and the head of it was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about this guy. I don't know why he does. He's usually not like this." And I was like, he probably just took it wrong for me or something. Like I was personally calling him that, which I wasn't. But he was like, "We got a plan. How about we all just target him?" And when I tell you all of us took him out within like 2 turns, we did exactly that. So precons, if you unite, yeah, you can take out a CDH deck. And then he had to proceed and sit and wait for an hour and a half for us to get done playing. So it was like sweet, sweet justice. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, Rule 0, I don't know if you necessarily need to have that with CDH because expect all the smoke.
Okay, so if you have a good play group, I really don't think you. Even when I had my home play group for a couple years, we didn't rule 0 unless one of us, obviously changed a deck from low power to high power. That was the only time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? High power casual.
Yeah.
And
right.
We were, and that was it. Like we just show up and play, but we knew each other. We were playing with each other for so long that. I mean, we didn't have to waste, our time of all 4 of us talking about our decks, which to me is super annoying because you basically waste 20, 30 minutes doing it. You know what I mean? Like
Right. You can just get straight into the game, except for you're like, oh, well, the thing that this deck does is this X, Y, and Z, and it's like, okay, can we play now?
Now let's go.
I don't want to talk like.
Now let's go back to when I go, because I work on the road, right? So I go to random LGSs and play Magic.
Right.
I have to rule 0 there because if I don't, I don't want people to get mad, especially at LGS.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know them.
Right, and that's just a common courtesy thing, when you're playing with randoms. Yeah.
So I want to say there's a difference there, and I do it then, which is fine. I still don't like doing it, but I do it, because I feel like I'm obligated to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
In a sense.
Now, like with our play group, obviously, we've transitioned, like we've said in the past 2 episodes, we've transitioned into CDH. We kind of know all of our decks and what they're going to do. Yeah. We don't have that rule 0. We're like, hey, you're going to play Niv Mizzet, I'm going to play Corvold, and Dave's going to play, like, Blue Farm or something.
The thing is, playing CDH, you should know what to expect. I'm not saying maybe you should know what every deck does, but you should at least know the best cards that could possibly go in every CDH deck will be in that deck. You know what I mean? So
right, absolutely.
You really don't need to rule 0 in CDH, which is, I've never done it, so.
I completely agree with you on that one, but and let's talk about the fact that rule 0, like if you're going to do that, you need to be honest though about your deck. You can't just be like, oh, it's like a 5. I mean, how many times have we dealt with people in our normal pod, our old one? They were like, oh, I'm not sure what it does, but I play tested it and it's like turn 7 or 8, and and then all of a sudden they go infinite turn 3, type of thing.
Yeah, no. Or
you know what I mean? Like it's just a 6 or a 7.
Or like we've said before, they're like, oh, and, they presented one on turn 2 because they dropped a Gaia's Cradle, another Mox, and a Jewel Lotus, and we're just like, okay, come on, dude.
Like, and there's a lot of different ways for you, I think, in Rule 0s. Like, what's that Canadian Highlander one where it's like off of a point system?
Yeah.
I think it is, or something like that, where it's like, hey, this is 350 points in my deck. And it's like, wow, okay, so you have some high-powered stuff in there, whereas opposed to, it's only like 50 points.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like we do, or what I've heard you do in pods, okay, how many infinites do you have? How many Cheerio cards do you have? What turn do you average?
Look, and literally that's all I would ask. Do you have free stuff?
Right.
That is it. because
You have
for
free
me,
stuff. Do you have the free counter spells, stuff like
yeah.
that?
So if they were like, oh yeah, we have like 5 free cards, I'd be like, all right, I have free reign to bring out one of my top tier decks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Exactly. And so, like, even last night, we were playing CDH and RIP to Crick. It didn't do nothing. And I felt bad. It started to on the third game, which was cool. But
sorry, Paige. Sorry, Paige. We had to get you again.
yeah, Paige, had to be said. But yeah, and but everyone was expecting, okay, I mean, y'all made me work on that first one with the Traxa for that win. You know what I mean? And I've come used to that. Like, I have to have protection in my hand in order to get the W. Whereas, EDH, okay, I'm either one gonna maybe do some janky little 6 card combo, or I'm just gonna swing, I'm gonna punch face the entire time, and I'm gonna try and bring your life down, or do something else that isn't gonna be turn 3, turn 4. It's more like, hey, we're gonna play a 2-hour game. That's
Yeah.
to be expected almost at this point.
Yeah, not in
But
CDH though, because I like faster games, but it seems like our mid-range madness that we've been having, and our decks with all the variants that we have just aren't performing. And it's like, oh man, we're
right.
already on an hour on this game. Oh, somebody just go win, do something.
But But I also did see a comment in one of the live streams on Thane's live stream, or MTG Swamp Noob. Um, Someone was like, "Yeah, CDH, it's super fast," because their first game was like turn 4,
Yeah,
and they were saying it's high powered,
well, I'm pretty sure.
casual.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was a turn 1 Cranko. Like, and he had
Right.
like that.
It was turn.
Like, yeah, and it was.
But here's the thing, and it was somebody from, I believe, the Cauldron Boys that said it. It goes, CDH games aren't super fast like that. It all depends on how you pilot your decks,
Yeah.
or what interaction other people have. I mean, how many times have we played a CDH game and it lasted an hour and a half?
At least once.
Quite a bit,
And
right? At
I
least.
wanted to
I
pull
mean,
my
normally it's 45 minutes. That's a longer game.
well,
30 minutes,
and a lot
normal.
of the
But
times,
we've
especially
gone long.
when you're piloting CDH decks, it's a lot harder because and it just makes me tireder because you have to do
Right.
your lines. If you miss your
Right.
one window of opportunity to win the game, you're done. Just straight up done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that one. And it's, do I go for it or do I play smart?
Right.
Do I just say F it and I'm gonna go for the win right now, or am I hold
And look,
on,
and
I'm gonna hold off because I'm gonna see what somebody else has, type of
how
thing.
many times have I tried to full fucking send something and I just get blown out of the
Oh,
water? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yep. Not a ode to gamble and getting your lion's eye diamond
oh
picked.
my god, dude, that was come on. And I'm just like, jeez.
That was classic. I don't know if it's bad luck or gamble just needs to be taken out of your deck, but
No, you have to have
holy
it.
crap.
The line's got to be.
Yeah, you gotta have your tutors. Yeah, you gotta have your
That
tutors.
deck
But
is actually missing one card that I need to get. So, yeah, I just
no.
forgot it wasn't in there. Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, like if you're gonna if you're gonna rule 0 something, be honest about it in your casual. If it's CDH, just expect all the smoke. You don't really need to do it. Just, hey, this is my commander,
Yeah.
Got a few lines in here and it's gonna go fast.
Well, yeah, and
Straight up.
seasoned CDH players already know what to expect. They'll know what your deck's gonna do.
Right.
Unless
If you see Blue Farm come out, if you see, Kinnan come, you know what Kinnan's gonna do. You know what Atrax is gonna do. You're gonna play solitaire for 30 minutes.
Yeah, or we know what Crick's gonna do. We know what freaking the only deck that I've seen a lot of variants of is Captain Sisay. Honestly, that pile sometimes you just don't know because there's many ways to build that deck. So yeah,
Right. Well, and it's funny. Even last night when I played the first Sliver Food Chain, Dave was like, "Oh, he doesn't have enough mana to Thassa and to Demonic Consultation." I said, "I don't have that in here. I have the Lava Belly Basil, and I'm just gonna keep doing the thing with first Sliver, and I'm just gonna ping everyone." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, that's a
that
line."
was the
So
biggest misplay. I fucking killed myself with
Right.
Shield Rid. That was so. And you know what's even funnier?
I gotta say
I even told you.
sweet justice.
I even told you guys, I was like, you know what? I even made another misplay because I had Porn Upon the Wind in my hand.
Right.
And I didn't even think
Dang
about that. And I messed it up and just let
Right.
myself die. I was like, okay, that's funny.
Right. And so this can kind of transition from rule 0 into the next thing when you are playing CDH, the mulligan.
Yes.
Mulligan down to a good hand, not just, oh, there's times where, yeah, I'm gonna risk it to get the biscuit, right? But at the same time, if you're playing CDH, like when we were playing against Crick is the fastest in the format. It's mono black shenanigans, and it can do stuff turn one. So if you don't have removal in your hand,
it can win like by turn 1, turn 2, probably turn 3
right?
consistently. I think Phage
So
honestly just had a
so if
lot.
you don't have like,
Phage, I think, just had some bad variants, so I think
yeah,
we'll see that deck
well,
perform.
and right, if you don't have like a turn one interaction to destroy something or get rid of it, or if you don't have a turn one op agent before they can, demonic tutor into something or do some shenanigans, it's going to be a bad time. So you sometimes have to aggressively, mulligan down to your good hand.
Yeah, and and I learned more from mulliganing in CDH than I did EDH, because when I mulliganed in EDH, a lot of the times I would just get enough land, my colors, to play the cards in my hand, and I didn't care what I had in my
Right,
hand. I'd be
right,
like, sweet,
right,
I can actually curve out in whatever cards I had in my
right,
hand. Now, I actually and even I can mulligan to a no land hand and still win the game.
right,
You guys watched me
right.
do that last night. You know what I mean?
Well, shit, I did that. I did that on turn one, or the first game with the Traxa. I didn't have a single land, but I had Mox Opal. I had,
Yeah,
Mana Crypt. I had no. I did have one land. I'm sorry, I had one
yeah,
land,
we had the
but
rocks.
I was able to. Right, I had the rocks in order to be like, oh, turn two attract, which
Right.
was the fastest it's ever done that, which was cool.
Yeah.
But
But what I'm saying is
yeah,
like,
it's either you're going for speed or interaction. That's
yeah.
what I've
So
noticed.
and a lot of I knew where I was playing against Crick, so that hand that I kept, I actually had I had a delay, and I also had that swan song that you saw.
Right,
And I drew. I didn't have. I had a mana crypt and I had a mox, right, and then I drew into a one ring, turn one.
right.
Okay, so that's what that you remember. You guys saw the turn 2 one ring, and I knew I was shields down anyway. So if she did go off, it's fine. I had enough mana
Right,
open to deal with it. You know what I mean?
right,
So
exactly. So it's usually for me a general rule when I'm mulligan, like depending on what deck I'm playing. If I'm playing a 3-color, I obviously want to have at least 2 out of the 3 colors, for
yeah,
land. Maybe a ramp spell, a rock for sure, and then some interaction. That's what I'm looking for, or something, to make my, City of Solitude in my Corvold deck, or
yeah.
something to
And
protect
for
my board
and
and
for me,
protect me from being.
I always look for interaction, especially with some. I want the one mana blue spell that can actually stop the person from winning the game turn 1 or turn 2.
Right.
I always look for that. You know, but
And ramp doesn't necessarily have to be, like a cultivate or, a harvest season or anything like that. It could
that is
be
not CDH ramp. Let's bring that
right. No, that's
out.
absolutely not CDH ramp.
We're talking about
But,
non-zero mana rocks. We're talking about you know any of that stuff. We don't
right.
waste turns in CDH to actually go get mana or lands. It's just
Right.
not efficient. If you want to
It's
ramp,
not going to happen.
if you want to ramp, use the 0, 1, 2 cast mana rocks. Those are the best. So
Right. And also, like card draw too. Card draw is a big thing. A Rhystic study, a Mystic Remora, an Esper type of thing. Blech.
yeah, that
Or
was funny.
something to, like in my Traxa deck, which you hate this card, and I think it's absolutely funny, is Lavinia Azorius Renegade,
I just
right?
always, what cards like that, I just always forget it's on the board, and that's the one thing I hate about Spell Table, is because
Right,
I can't physically see all the cards. So it's a
right,
lot of the times I forget, and I'm just people like, oh, you misplayed. Well, it's just because I forgot it was there. You know what I mean? So
right,
a lot of the
right.
times
And I do the same thing. I'll see the boards, but I won't see the actual cards until I'm like I play something, and then they're like, "Up, can't do that," and I'm like, "Ah, crap."
yeah, oh dang it, I already played it. I already went through the motions, so yeah, I just eat it.
Right,
My bad.
right, exactly. And it's part of the game. It's part of
And
learning.
sometimes that actually, well, more often than not, that cost me the game. And you seen it last week
Right,
when I got the turn to Atraxa, and I ended up losing
Right.
that game
Right.
because I made
It
after the turn 2 Atraxa, turn 3 I just misplayed the entire turn. So yeah,
it happens.
yeah, it happens. It is what it is, and
So
that's what that's what you learn from. Because I still look back and be like, oh man, I could have won that game, but
right.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about mulliganing. Is you want to CDH, you want to be aggressive,
Yeah, and yeah, you
and
want
another
to be aggressive on the CDH. You can be more relaxed in EDH.
right.
I think
And
60.
I for
We forgot 60 card formats. I think are a little worse because you only
yeah,
have one opponent. And I think it's worse if you
right,
go down to 6 and 5 on 60 card
right,
formats because especially
right,
if you're not on the play. I don't know.
right.
I've done it before. I used to play standard, and it seems like every time I had to mulligan down to like 5 or 4, I would just end up losing anyway. So so,
Right. When I was doing standard, I mean, I had my mono black demon deck, so it was hard to miss on lands.
yeah,
But when I played standard slivers, then the best advice was given to me. You want to have at least 3 out of the 5, Wooburg colors in your hand, because more than likely you're going to get mana weft. And if you do have 3, you better have a forest for like mana weft or gemhide or something like that. So,
yep,
and another underutilized, and I think it needs to be said in CDH. I haven't said. Well, I just adopted it in Atrax, and I'm going to put it in Corvul too. Is Deathrite Shaman?
yes, that's
The technical, I guess, quote unquote, planeswalker.
yeah,
Like one of the first ones.
that's one of our first mana planeswalkers. It just doesn't say
Right.
planeswalker on it. That card is just so
Because
good.
you're right, because you're gonna have the people that play the fetch lands. You're gonna have them that do that. So,
Well,
utilization. I get mana off of that. Cool.
look at games where I was breaching. Right, you can take. When they breach in response, you can take their Lion's Eye Diamond and exile it. Right, that is just so good.
Right. Right.
So it's like
Right.
with the Deathrite Shaman out on the battlefield, the breach player is not gonna breach until that thing's gone, guaranteed.
Right. They have to remove it before
Yeah,
they're gonna do that line, and it's just and it's only one. It's either green or black.
yeah,
It's ridiculously good, and it's not that expensive.
right.
I think it was like $5 or something.
Yeah, if I ever see that drop down against my Atraxa deck, it's getting mental misstep, and no matter what, if I have that card in my hand, or not,
Oh yeah, dude.
not
I'm
Atraxa,
definitely
sorry,
like I said.
it
I'm
would be
putting that in anything that has
my Niv Mizzet
green and
thing.
black in
No,
it.
my Niv Mizzet, what's that other commander that uses breach in my collection? It's the
Don't
one
you
that
have that in Tolly?
no, I don't use breach lands in it all.
Oh shit.
I actually no, it would be my new loot deck uses breach.
Oh, I can't wait to play that loot. And yeah, loot. Everyone that's listening, CDH. I mean, the 3 best colors
Yeah,
can possibly have to do all the different lines in it. It's just I'm scared of it.
yeah. I mean, the only thing missing is I wish it had black because obviously tutors, but it'll get by
Right.
without them.
Right.
Should be fun to pilot.
I think
I think it's gonna be one of
it's
those
gonna be
decks
fun to see.
that I thoroughly enjoy. I'm probably gonna get my teeth kicked in. I'm sure the first few games that I play with it, but once I get used to it and
Right.
do the additions and the variations of cards that I put in and out, we'll see where it goes.
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's my opinion on mulliganing or
And don't
mulliganing.
be afraid when you're mulliganing. Don't be afraid to go down to especially in CDH down to at least 4 to 3 cards because you just never
Yep.
know. You get that one Ristic study with 2 lands or something.
Right.
You know.
You get that Mystic Remora turn 1
Yeah,
or something, and
yeah.
all of a sudden your hand's full again.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many. Even a One Ring, in 3 lands, I would
Right.
keep that if I was mulling.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, you're gonna be shields down to the turn 1, turn 2 wins, but if you're gonna be in a mid range slugfest, I would rather have a One Ring than nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. Speaking of mid range, Blue Farm. What?
Yeah, no, it's a good deck. The funny thing is I just never hear about it winning. It's just man, Not taking.
It all depends on the pilot of it and how they pilot it.
Yeah, I
That's
was gonna say
how I see it.
you have the good players in CDH pilot those decks. Obviously, they're gonna win games, but it's just
Right.
if I was piloting it, I would probably not pilot it very good, just because I personally don't like 4-color decks anyway. You know, so
Right.
but that's just
I mean, the only one that I like is the Unifier, and it does its thing.
yeah,
It's
and
really
that's
good.
yeah, and it's funny because my deck from every your guys' Atraxa deck is probably different by about what 10, 15 cards probably.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I feel like mine is harder to pilot. You know.
Yours definitely is a unique one. You have a lot of different cards than like me and Dave have in ours. I
Yeah.
mean, similar. There are a lot of similar cards, obviously, because that's the thing about CDH. You're gonna see a lot of the same cards, especially in blue, red, black. It's. I'm gonna put the best cards, and yeah, everyone has the same one. So whatever.
Yeah, and don't forget to add opposition agent either.
Oh yeah,
Take
op
care.
agent. Yeah, listen here, bud.
Oh man,
Golly.
yeah, we'll see some videos about that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
If
you
you
had
guys,
two heuristic studies out on the battlefield last night because that crap.
no, I had the Ristic study, and I Praetor's grasped you, and took your smothering tithe.
Oh, that's right. That is right. You had two smothering ties.
Yeah, that was so funny.
All the treasures.
Oh man, it's too much.
So
All right, yeah, that's where I'm at. I think this is gonna be a shorter episode, because we are both busy today. But for us to be able to put something out, it's better than nothing. I think.
yeah, no, I'm happy that we finally got the technical difficulties switched up and everything and
Well,
back to
yeah,
normal.
yeah, and I think a lot of it's we work on the road, so I don't think our hotel internet's really helping us out any. You know.
Yeah, that's the difficult part is dealing with hotel internet or non-hotel internet. Having to hotspot it, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll get better because I'll be more established where I'm going and everything. And those that were in the chat last night, you know about it, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna save it. You guys will see a video about 3 weeks from now or so
Yeah, buddy.
about the announcement for me, and I'm super excited to announce it. And yeah.
Yeah.
But do we want to end this on let's pick a CDH commander and kind of dog on it for a second?
Who do I want to make fun of? Who do you want to make fun of?
No.
I want to make fun of Tivit.
How about Tivit?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make fun of Tivit.
Yeah,
Listen, voting matters, we get this. But if you're one of those players that plays Tivit, just know nobody likes you. Okay?
definitely nobody likes
No
it.
one does. You're playing, what is that, Esper, right?
Yeah, I think it's an Esper.
You're just playing on full on control, and I control your vote. And you know what? It's a free country, damn it. And if you're controlling my vote, that's a dictatorship, and I'm just gonna overthrow you. Okay?
Look.
So if you're a Tivit player, I'm gonna call you mid-ranged and play
man.
something better.
So what's that? I think
Yeah, well-
honestly, he looks like consecrated Sphinx's little ugly brother. That's what I'm gonna say about him.
Right. It's the redheaded stepchild of freaking Sphinxes. No one likes it. Like,
Yeah, for real.
be a real Sphinx or don't be one at all. You're not scary, bro.
Yeah.
You're like Smog when it comes to the dragons and Lord of the Rings. You got a little man complex, and everyone's bigger than you just looking at you. Oh, you're so cute.
And what he gives clues like, yeah, Esper players.
Like, yeah, you want all the clues?
No, yeah, get a clue.
Get a clue, buddy. Get a clue. So, and anyone that's gotten this far in the chat, whether it be CDH or whether it be regular commander, I want you guys to drop a comment. And we're gonna pick one in the comments of your favorite commander, and we're gonna roast them at the end of the time.
Also, tell us your new favorite cards coming out of Modern Horizons 3. I know I have a few, and I think we'll go over a couple of them next time we do episode 4. Yeah.
You know what? If I see any Eldrazi in there, you guys don't need anything for the next 30 years. Nothing at all. I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, we need more support. You have everything now. You're a Woolberg player. Welcome to 5-color. I know you're not used to it.
Right? You can
But,
take
you
off.
know.
You can take off your training wheels now, and
Right,
go.
take off your training wheels, step up with your big boy pants and get ready for some shenanigans. And if you need to consult your local Hive member, they are willing to help a little bit. Okay. We've been playing 5-color for a long, long time now.
Jeez.
So.
Special teams, special plays, special players.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, man. I think I'm done for the day.
All right, man.
Appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll be on episode 4 shortly. I know when he announces in a couple weeks, I think we're going to pre-record a few, hopefully 2 to 3 episodes, so I have something for the next month, so he doesn't have to worry about recording. And we'll just have him pre-recorded. So.
And thank you for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
And also
subscribe to the channel.
Remember also to catch me in Vegas. So keep me on your itinerary. If you find me, we're gonna have goodies. So
there's gonna be some goodies, and you guys are not gonna want to miss out on it. So with that, I will leave you all with For the Hive. Keep being degenerate, sling those spells, and have some fun.
Glory to Fire Exia. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Bye.